You're listening to Once Upon a Mama. I'm your host, Molly Ann Luna. Each week we call my mom, the original mom, Barb Ripley, to talk about ways of navigating motherhood at different ages and different stages. Because after all, once a mama, always a mama. Hey, Mom.
Hi, Molly.
Oh my gosh, did you hear that I don't know, yesterday or whatever, there's a woman active shooter on the YouTube campus. There's all these shootings going on, and it just seems like it's becoming more and more prevalent on the news, and I'm starting to get a little bit freaked out.
Yeah, I did see that. She was angry because all of a sudden her crazy YouTube videos weren't making enough money or something.
What?
And then
That was a story?
she was making some decent money with her kind of weird videos, but then they put like a ban on her or something, so she wasn't making the money anymore that she was making before. So she got angry with YouTube and went in and started shooting.
Wow. Just getting angry about something and going in and shooting. What has our world come to? You know,
Yeah, it's
I'm just thinking for myself. I mean, this is at YouTube, but there's been some recent school shootings happening as well in the last couple of months. And
mhm.
as a mama who has a 1.5-year-old, and we're thinking about preschools, we're thinking about schools, public schools or private schools, and it just got me thinking, like, I'm really needing to look for more security. You were in town a couple weeks ago, and we went and toured a preschool together.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What was crazy about it?
It was crazy that they're just like, "Oh, hey, this is how you lift up the gate." Like, we were locked out. Well, the kids were basically locked in because it had a little, like, poolside gate on it, and they were just like, they didn't check our credentials, they didn't know who we were, and they're just like, "Yeah, lift up on the gate and come on in." I don't know. I mean, that just seemed kinda weird to me because even in my little town here, you have to have, like, ring a doorbell, and they have to come open the door, and you have to put a passcode in to check them out. I don't know, it just seemed I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either. And it's interesting to me though, because I'm trying to think about, when I was little and I went to preschool. This happened to be a church preschool, and I went to a church preschool, and I'm
Yep.
curious to know that when I was Ahana's age, did you even think about that, about the security,
No,
back then, back in the 80s versus now?
no, because when you were Hannah's age, you were with me all the time. But even when I took you to preschool, um, I wasn't scared about anything like that. It was so strange. Like, you don't have to worry about that stuff back then.
You didn't have to worry about that stuff back then. And I can't help but ask the question, is it because that stuff back then wasn't going on? Were people not just losing their minds over insane things and taking out their anger and rage with guns in schools and workplaces? Or was it happening, but the media wasn't really bringing it to our attention?
No, I don't think it was happening. I don't think that we had the people didn't have the entitlement that they have now. I don't think bullying was there was bullying obviously because you even suffered through some of that, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. It's so easy to cyberbully and pick on people and hide behind the screen. I definitely don't think that people were going in and shooting like someone on my age on Facebook said, "Oh yeah, we used to bring guns in in the parking lot. They'd be in the back racks of the pickup, and nothing was ever thought of it. Now if you bring a little like pocket knife to school, you're sent home, and it's a different time for sure."
It is a different time. I mean, if you even bring peanut butter to a school, you can be banned.
Oh, yeah. We have that problem on the plane because peanut allergies, and if you forget and start handing out peanuts, and then, but honestly, like, if they're that allergic to peanuts, there's going to be someone else down the aisle might be eating their own peanut butter or something, and we can't stop them from that. So,
You can't stop them. You can't stop them from peanut butter. There's this march going on about better gun controls and laws, and you can't necessarily stop someone from making poor decision and showing up if they can get their hands on a weapon, whether it's legally or illegally. But what we can do is have stricter gun laws, educate people, have better trainings for how to properly handle a weapon. And also when we're talking about schools, and I'm in a position of thinking about sending Ahana to school, and I have to be mindful of what am I looking for in a school. We now know after visiting that preschool, something with a little bit more security and with staff that's going to be a little bit more questioning. I mean, okay, we are really loving and amazing people and super,
Yeah.
I know. But if you're just going to let us in and interact with the kids, like who are you going to let in to interact with my daughter? And yeah,
Right.
have you heard, like they're talking about giving the teachers guns? Like,
Uh, I
that as a solution.
I don't think that's a solution at all. Personally, I don't like it. I don't think the teachers like it. Um, I just think it's a little off the wall, personally.
It is off the wall. And my girlfriend was telling me the other day, she goes, Molly, when we were in school, we had to do like tornado drills. I was going to say hurricanes. I didn't live anywhere with them.
Yeah.
I lived in the Midwest, but tornado drills, fire.
Fire
But
drills.
now
Right.
our children are going to have to do, especially living in LA, of course, we're going to have to do earthquake drills. Now
Hmm.
they're going to have to do gun shooting.
They do. They do code red. They do code red drills. Did you see how they like have marked off the room with red tape that's a safe zone for the kids to be out of the shooting range of the front of the door of the classroom? So they put a piece of tape on the floor and then the kids are all to run to that corner. They have bulletproof backpacks that they're selling. I mean, it's just so sad.
It
It's
is
so
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 sad.
sad.
It's so sad. And I'm just thinking, if that, hopefully that never ever happens, but even just having our children be in that psychological state. I remember how terrifying it was just to, oh, it's a tornado drill. And then we'd have to like hide under our
Mhm.
desk and the lights would get turned off. I don't know why they turned the lights off, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't imagine what that's doing to our children's subconscious minds by having to go through that sort of drill. And so me as a mommy, I'm just like, do I send my kid to school? Do I plan on keeping her homeschooled? Like, I want her to have the most socialization, the best education, but I also want her to be safe. And I just wanted to open the conversation up, I guess, to our mindful mamas community and kind of see where their heads are and what are you thinking, whether your kids are in school now or you're preparing to send your kids to school. What fears or anxieties is this bringing up for you, mama?
Yeah, and I really think a lot of it, mental illness and educating our students on what mental illness looks like, because we educate kids on how to make a cake, car, how to build a wall or whatever, in shop class. We need to have mandatory education on mental illness and just some of the simple signs so that people can maybe understand people a little bit better, or maybe report someone if they do see some of those signs in one of their classmates.
Yeah, seeing the signs and reporting it. That's good. I think I want to take it one level deep and say that we also need to be including in our schools as a part of a solution, teaching children how to feel significant and personal validation,
Hmm.
because I can't help but ask the question, are some of these people who are getting to the breaking point of bringing a gun to the school for revenge, is it because they're looking for that core basic human need of significance, of just they've cracked, they're tired of being picked on or whatever the situation is, and now they're needing to seek validation, they're needing to have that feeling of being in power and being in control. And if we could teach our children how to achieve that sense of self and that validation early on, I think that we could really eliminate or stop or get back to a more peaceful state.
Right, right. That might help eliminate mental illness and bullying anyway, like because people would just let it roll off their back, or, you know, it's hard though. It's easier to say than to do, that's for sure.
It is easier to say than to do, but mamas listening, join the conversation with us inside the Mindful Mamas community or below this recording. We want to hear from you. What do you think would be a solid solution to helping our schools be more safe? And what are some of your fears and anxieties about bringing your kids to school this day and age compared to when we were growing up back in the 80s, if you're my age.
You're aging yourself. Not only that, you're aging me.
That's
Thanks.
okay. I am proud to say that I'm 32 years old. That's fine.
And I'm 29, so that's weirdly weird.
29, Mom. Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. 29. All right. Thanks for listening, mamas. I'll see you. And thanks for talking to me, Mom. I love you.
All right. Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Once Upon a Mama podcast. Be sure to never miss an episode by subscribing to your favorite podcast app now. If you think these conversations would help another mama, please leave a rating and a review on iTunes to make it easier for her to find the show. If you want links to anything mentioned in today's episode, or you'd like to join the conversation, head over to mindfulmamastv.com/show notes. Follow us on all social platforms at Mindful Mamas TV. And as always, the best conversations and connections happen inside the Mindful Mamas community. Head over to mindfulmamastv.com now to register. This is the place where love-centered women from all over the world come together to connect, share, and grow in both motherhood and business building. Okay, Mama, be sure to share this episode with a girlfriend, and we'll see you right back here next week.